For almost 20 years, a spin-off light novel of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures has been asked from a lot of people to get an official English release, and for over 20 years it's been annoyed until now. Yep, an official announcement for the Purple Haze Feedback light novel English release has been announced. This may continue our streak of short videos, and I do apologize for that. I just recently graduated high school, literally. I'm recording this on the 15th, so literally yesterday. I graduated on a Saturday. I more so wanted to make this video just to express my excitement for us to finally have a Purple Haze Feedback English release. Now, I've had a whole video talking about Purple Haze Feedback. I think it's a very good light novel. I think it does wonders for Fugo's character and just adds layers and layers and layers of development onto a much needed kind of raw character. But I also want to spend time talking about the implications that now that the light novels are starting to be English release, what else could be English release? You know what I mean? We could end up getting something like George Joestar, which some of you really don't like and some of you really like. That could end up being an English release pretty soon. More Part 4 spin-offs could be an English release, like The Book. If you've never read that, that's actually a really good one. It follows a murder mystery, like literally a few months after Part 4, except we're in the winter. We're still in 1999/2000. We're just in the winter. I think this is great for like JoJo's in general because it just means that more of the fan mangas that Araki has done illustrations on or even help with, those will be released soon too. And with those being released in English, that could also mean some of them might end up getting picked up. We might one day see a Purple Haze Feedback OVA, where they just try to cram most of it into like a 2-hour special type thing. Or we might see some other artists illustrate Purple Haze Feedback fully into a manga. It just adds so many layers with the abilities, knowing that it's getting printed worldwide. It's coming, because once it gets to America, usually, especially with JoJo's, usually they've already been to like 4 different countries. I'm pretty sure Purple Haze Feedback was already probably in French before it was in American. But I really say that because, there's still mangas like the Gucci collabs that Hirohiko Araki has done with Gucci. Most of them you can't find in English. Or some of them I think you can't find in English. I think one of the Rohan and the Luz are in English. I know the Jolene one is, I think, and the other Rohan one is. But those are a great example of random art building into something better, because with them also came the Thus Spoke Rohan Kashibe books. Granted, that's a long running series that Araki picks up and puts down, whenever. But they came those series, and since Rohan was getting more and more popular worldwide, not only was he getting that, he's also getting other spin-offs. And he's also, now he's in the story again. He shows up in this alternate universe. But that all snowballed in this popularity becoming pretty large enough so that when he actually got his own spinoff, people who were watching JoJo's it clicked for them to go, oh yeah, we should go watch Rohan, Thus Spoke Rohan Kashibe. I know a lot of people who watched Thus Spoke Rohan Kashibe immediately after Part 4. Or they watched it as soon as they finished all of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures and they had nothing else to watch. I think this announcement could lead to that happening with Purple Haze Feedback. That could, and that's what I'm thinking about. Like, that could be interesting. Seeing Purple Haze Feedback, like a 2-hour special of it, or just a few episodes, I would be down. I would be happy. I'll be enjoying it. And even if Purple Haze Feedback, there's so many spin-offs that are within JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. It could even be something like Demonic Heartbreak. That's fine if it ever got animated and put in an anime or whatever. I would be incredibly down for that. You have, especially when you have other series like One Piece who have fan letters that have been animated. You have Dragon Ball, which has a whole which had an entirely non-canon series in its grasp. Then it got Daima, another non-canon series. Both of those were made canon, but you know what I mean. I just think this is a fantastic announcement for not only the JoJo community, but like the anime community in general, because like if more big animes are now starting to get their spin-offs animated and just put in there, because I just saw something about My Hero Academia Vigilante. That's great for the community. My Hero Academia spinoff getting animated. One day, I hope that the AOT spinoff, or prequel kind of, gets animated, because that's actually pretty good. If you've never read it, you should. But at the end of the day, it's given the opportunity for more content that came mostly either directly or closely to the actual author, and they co-sign whatever spinoff it is, you know, like Demonic Heartbreak, Purple Haze Feedback. Araki made Dead Man's Questions, but like all those, either Araki was closely on the project or he co-signed the project. Like with Purple Haze Feedback, he did illustrations for Purple Haze Feedback. But that's really all I got for y'all. If y'all enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. You know, we're on the road to 5K, so anything helps. And until next time, peace.